Friday. Got to be Wednesday night, right? Got to be hump day. Got to be Wednesday night. I feel like there's more than one a week.
More than one Wednesday?
Yeah.
Okay.
Huh?
Huh?
They come around a lot quicker, right?
Oh,
They sure do.
Okay.
They sure do. Feel like we just had our weekly round table. But anyway,
Well,
I must be the only one who feels like that. So
not talking about that. We missed it 2 weeks ago. It was our 7th year anniversary.
7 years.
October 18th.
Now is that 6-7 or 7-6? What is that?
7 years.
Lauren's the only one who caught that.
I don't even know what that means, though.
The 76ers?
6-7?
Yeah, I don't even know what that means.
Some new jive.
I think is it inappropriate? I don't know what it is, because when you Google it, you really don't get an answer either.
All right, so I better not say it again if it's inappropriate.
No. I mean, you're not saying anything. I don't even know what it is. I don't know what it stands for. I don't know what it means. I don't know its purpose, but
It's just nonsense.
All right, we already wasted 2 minutes of the show. Somebody's got an assignment, and they got to be out at 7:30. So,
Oh boy.
fantasy football, basketball, hockey, lacrosse.
I draw the line at fantasy lacrosse.
You do?
Yeah.
I got the.
It's a wild ass sport, man. Them dudes whack each other. I love it. I watch it occasionally when I'm totally bored. But anyway, Johnny, take it away.
All right, fantasy football. We're into week 9 already. Unbelievable. Got a little bit of shaking going on at the top there. Randy Bachman Sr. jumped up to the 2 spot. We got Emily. If she's watching, she made herself onto the leaderboard there at number 20. Carl, you're still up there, right? I believe.
The Bachman family has a trio. It's a shame it's a shame they don't follow the show. But that's okay.
They got the football down, pretty good. It's a competitive there with them. And then
maybe I can shame them into coming on one night.
Well, there you go. And then hockey, we got the O'Brien family going at it at the top there with Kyle and myself, and then I think you're up here too. You're there. It's like 17, Carl, on the right. Lauren, you're right above your dad at 16.
Look at
Lauren
that.
and Anthony. Look at that.
Yeah.
Brian Brown, Tyler O'Brien. The O'Briens, they're also combating.
We got the hockey.
We get Tyler every now and again on the show. He when he has something smart to say.
Well, yeah. I mean, he finally made it onto the leaderboard. So, and my mom thinks that the football fantasy football is like playing golf because she's she's second to last, so she thinks she's in second place. She's voting for the low score to win, but she's struggling there.
You and it's to her face.
Yeah. Oh, I did. She's watching, so she saw it. So she saw my face talking to her.
Johnny, speaking of your mom, any luck on that costume photo?
No, she hasn't been able to find it, but I'm still looking for it. I'll have to look and see if we have it at our house in the albums.
All right.
So yeah, no, it's not gone lost. I thought she would have been working on it and she would have found it by now, but I guess she's watching another streaming a show and it's more important than the Rubik's Cube costume. So,
all right.
But Carl, this is the one you're gonna like to see, the basketball, right there at the top. You found your niche.
It's my Sixers.
Right. Yeah, you're liking that one. Lauren, Anthony, you're there at what's that, 11th or 12th there, so you're on the right side there. So, yeah, this one's a good one. So, yeah, you got the lead there, Carl.
Take a picture of that.
I'm gonna send you that whole page right there so you can have your leaderboard for week 1.
Yeah. For a week 1.
Yep, week 1 exactly. But you got
All
you
right.
got your spot, so
All
you
right,
gotta
all
give you the
right.
kudos.
Fantasy's going well.
Yep, you channeled your jelly bean for that one.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. I'll just leave it there.
Yep, exactly. So,
All right. I had a list. Where's my list? I had a list. You guys don't want to help me out with the list? I'll do it myself.
we got Phillies free agency. You got the Eagles free agency.
Yeah. All right.
You got a lot to talk about. We got the Sixers to talk about. We got the Flyers.
All right. So we checked off the fantasy, which I didn't have on the list, but that's a given every week.
So how do we check it off if it's not on the list?
Well, because it's a given every week.
Oh, okay.
It's a given. Birds free agency. I'll ask you, John, because you're probably the only one who really cares about what the Eagles do in free agency. What are your thoughts? Why are you two laughing?
Because it's funny that you know that Anthony and I have no clue what's going on with the Eagles free agency.
John, take it away.
I think it was good. I mean, it was good moves. It was, I think the Jalen one, the last one for the defensive end, that one's going to help a lot.
He's got to stay healthy though, right?
He does. He's got to stay healthy, but he's already. I don't know if you saw things going around social media. He's already practiced his sack when he was here in Philadelphia. With Miami, he was doing the bird flapping when he sacked.
Yeah, I saw that.
So
yeah.
I guess that'll be his new sack dance.
Let me ask you this: with the system that Vic runs and guys in and out, using 5-6 different guys, in different situations, that's gotta help him, right? That's gotta be what's going to make him, make this deal like totally worth it.
Oh, absolutely. And he's on the last year of his contract,
right.
So he's going to want to prove himself, and now he's got a chance to also win a ring before going to free agency, maybe even signing back here with the Eagles as well. But
you got to think Howie has that in the back of his head, right? Giving up a third round.
You would think, yeah. I mean, obviously they would get that back in a compensation pick. It would be later third round pick,
right?
But
right.
I mean, it's a nice piece, considering, he was probably the best defensive end that was traded. Everybody wanted, Myles Garrett and Hendrickson and the other guy from Cincinnati, but those guys didn't move. So I mean, it was a good move. The two corners are depth pieces. I feel.
Well, again, the way they flex guys in and out.
Right.
Move guys around, again, stay healthy. You're going to get more playing time, make plays. You'll get even more playing time.
Exactly.
So, I mean, interesting moves, that Howie would do during the bye week, but it was the trade deadline. So he really, was he, let me ask you this. What if they had not made any moves? Would you have been okay with that?
No, because it's there for the taking this year. The way things are, breaking out. I mean, we, let's face it, we got the division already won right now. With we got a 2 or 3 game lead in the division already at this point of the season, and Washington, lost Jaden Daniels with his dislocated shoulder or elbow. The Giants are the Giants. And then the Dallas is Dallas. They just lost again to Arizona, on Monday night. So they're struggling,
Yes.
But,
yep.
So yeah, I mean, the division's there, and then so you got a chance at good chance at hopefully locking up that number 1 seed, because everybody in the West, you got a lot of guys, Seattle, and the Rams and And the
Well,
49ers
these three games coming up for the Birds, and I didn't mean to interrupt
Yeah.
you, but we are on we got to get this hour in, so
That's right.
because I don't want to lose anybody because they're very important to the show. So these three games, you got Green Bay, you got who's
Detroit,
next?
Detroit, and Dallas.
And then Dallas. Those three games. Got to win 2 out of 3.
Yes. Yeah, you win 2 out of 3, you're in good shape, almost locking up that number 1 seed. I would think probably if any of them, possibly the Packers game you could lose, if you had to choose between
That's
them.
that's going to be a brawl.
Yeah. Just because I think the Packers will be a little bit lower seed than I think the Lions will have a better chance at winning the division over there. So, for getting that number 1 seed, I think if you're able to beat the Lions and have that head-to-head matchup, because that's the other thing too with the Eagles. You got, they beat the Rams already. They beat Tampa Bay. So they've already beaten some of these other teams that they're tied with right now. And that's why we're the number 1 seed as we stand, right today. So yeah,
Okay.
I think it's they're in good shape. They just got to take care of business and do what they got to do.
Anything from our other 2 football gurus?
Well, I know it's not free agency, and I know it was probably not going to happen, but I am happy that AJ is still around. I know that was obviously a hot topic for a while there. They said this morning on NBC Sports Philadelphia, because I guess Howie had a little press conference today or yesterday about how, trading AJ wasn't, really ever in the cards. And one of the guys said, but we really wish he'd deactivate his social media.
Right. Yeah.
So I think we can all agree to that. But, I do think he's an important part of the team. And I'm glad that he's sticking around. And I just hope somebody has a conversation with him that, sort of grow up a little bit. And if you have a problem, talk to the people that can do something about it, not just vent on social media.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well said. Well said. We're AJ fans. We always were.
Oh yeah.
We're AJ fans, not just because we've had him 4 times at the store, but he's
that helps.
Of course it helps.
Yeah.
But
you get you get to see a level of a player that you wouldn't otherwise get to see. I think Fred Johnson is probably a perfect example of that. He's not a big name player, but he made quite an impression on us a couple weeks ago.
And he liked his red velvet cake.
Yep.
How'd you enjoy the cupcakes?
They were good.
They were good. Mom said I did.
Yeah, they were good.
Anthony, did you have one, or you're not a cupcake guy?
I don't know that you had a cupcake.
I don't think that I had any of those.
We brought some of them to his work.
I had one.
Okay.
I had one.
Yeah, they're good.
It was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Any more football talk, John? What do you got?
No, I think like I said, it's good. This is going to be a nice game coming out of the break here. To get back on track and set our sights high now. It's on. It's on.
Maybe we can pick 55's brain on Saturday and see what he's got planned.
Yes. Yep. That's gonna be nice. That's gonna be the one thing to say. Him coming back. Along with Phillips there, the new guy, and Nolan Smith will be back either this week or shortly. That'll be good. Getting your reserves back. And it's gonna be time to lock and load and get ready for the playoffs here. So
there you go.
And there might be some snow on Monday night.
Oh, really? What? Is that what the forecast is?
I mean, I think they're more on Sunday, but yeah, there's a chance that there could be snow out there.
Anything's possible in Green Bay, right?
Right, exactly.
All right. Monday night football. Okay. We can always, if we have time, we can circle back. We have no problem with that. We can move on to Phillies baseball, free agency. Free agency, I believe, opens up tomorrow night around 5-6 o'clock.
That is correct. There's
Who's
breaking news. Did you hear the breaking news?
I did not.
The Phillies used their club option on Jose Alvarado, and he's back for next year.
Wow.
They're bringing him back.
Was that shocking, or you thought? I thought it was going to happen, right?
No, yeah, no, I thought so. I mean, there was just the thoughts because of the PED suspension that that it may have been a distraction for the team, but yeah, I think you're not going to get that kind of arm coming back for that kind of
what
money.
is that, 8-9 million? What is
Something
that?
like that? Yeah.
Well, you probably can't pick up that arm in free agency. That's for darn sure.
Well, right, and that's that's the one battle between it, right? He did what he did, and you're going to have to risk because next time if he gets caught, it's going to be a year suspension, a full year.
That's a hell of a setup, man, for Durant.
Yeah,
that's hell of a setup, man. There. So, all right, well, that's. Yeah. I did not see that breaking news. That's it's
one piece. That's one piece locked up, and then they used the same thing with Strom earlier. In before the postseason, his contract was vested. I guess is what they call it when he made the certain goals that it was in there. So he'll be back as well. So
that's three pieces in the bullpen right there.
Right, and then Kirkland's another piece where whether he's 4, 5, 6, wherever he slots in, but you got four solid pieces for your bullpen, and we'll see what we got from there.
See what happens there. We got to get him. We got to get him on the horse, back on the horse, and get him straightened out. Right.
That's right. Yeah, I mean he'll be fine. He'll be fine. Yeah. It was.
He's young enough.
Well, he was young enough, but I mean it was also that situation was just they shouldn't have been in that situation. Let's just put it that way.
So, John, are they going to make some real moves this year, or are they going to trot out the same old thing and get a couple pieces here or there? What are they doing?
Carl and I were just talking about that today in the store, whether or not Middleton's going to have his balls out on the table and go for it or not. Wow. But
I mean, let's be realistic. Other than what the hell's the one player they're talking about all the time?
Bregman.
Yeah. Other than him, I mean, who are these guys that they're going to spend all this money on and suddenly be fixed? I mean, a lot of times the guys that you see, like you look at a team like Toronto, a lot of those guys they either drafted or got some guys that were on the Phillies, the Hoffman Dominguez of the world that seem to put it together. So, I don't know. Do you feel like it's just one or two big names, or I feel like that's some of the problems they have in general is that they have too many one or two big names and not enough role players.
Yeah, I mean, they need to fix the outfield. I mean, that's going to be the big thing as far as where you're going to get your bats. And there was a report, that Bellinger and Kyle Tucker are going to be the big games that they're going to go after, but I think that they're too much of the same players that you got right now. I mean, they're nice players, but they're high strikeout guys and that kind of stuff. And but they also had a little note in there that Stephen Kwan from the Guardians, may be a piece that they go after, and that would be a trade, to get him. I think he'd be a perfect fit, for this lineup. Because
what would you give up for him with Cleveland? They're not going to just let him go for cheap.
No, but I mean, if they're not high on Crawford, Crawford would be the one piece that would be in there because that would be their Stephen Kwan back, in their side, where they're going to be able to be cheaper if the Phillies aren't, looking at him as
okay. So Kwan plays left field.
Yeah.
Who becomes your center fielder if you're trading Crawford away? And please don't say Marsh.
No, but I think Kwan can play center. So I don't know if you would put him in center. And then maybe that would open the door up as far as maybe bringing Bader back. I mean, he did opt out of his contract, but that doesn't mean that he can't come back. to be the right-handed bat on that lineup as well, and he'd be a good fit from the contact perspective of things. And
All right, so we're building the outfield. We got Kwan in left. We got Bader in center. Who's playing right?
probably going to be a combination of Brandon Marsh and somebody.
Yeah, it don't sound like it's winning anything.
Well,
yeah, I'm you know, I mean, I'm just working with John here because I'm going in a completely opposite direction because all I keep hearing is they want to, inject youth into this team, and get younger.
Well, the
So-
problem is that you got young guys; they're just not doing anything. You got Bohm, you got Stott. You can't.
Well,
get much
it's
than
John
that.
and I talked about this a lot lately. I think it's time to move on from Bohm. I just don't think he's your guy.
But
He plays
what could you realistically get for him? Here's the thing: the Phillies, right? The Phillies are ready theoretically. Last couple of years to win. I don't know where they are at now as of today, but the last couple of years they've been ready to win. So getting rid of Bohm sounds good in theory to get a better player, but I don't know that you're going to get something great for Bohm. Unless you get a couple prospects that you hope hit, but they might not. So I don't know what people think they're going to get.
Well, but if you could, like we were just talking, would this situation look better if you had Kwan and Bader back, and then you had Bregman playing third base, and you trade Bohm?
All right, you got my attention now.
Right. I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's not those are the pieces. Like we were saying, we're missing those guys that are the contact players on this team. As you saw in the playoffs with the Dodgers, the Kike Hernandezes and those guys. You don't need another Kyle Tucker, so to speak. I mean, would it be nice? Sure. But if you're able to get, a Bregman that's a right-handed bat, a Bader to keep him in center field. He plays the defense well, and he hit well. Here, obviously, unfortunate that he got hurt. In the game, for the playoffs there, and then you get Stephen Kwan, who's a Gold Glove outfielder, could be your leadoff guy, and a 300 hitter, type of guy, 283, 300 hitter. With a little bit of pop. I mean, there's a start, and then, try to get somebody else, a right-handed bat, for right field to go along with, Brandon Marsh if you had to for a platoon.
All right. Well, we're pretty well into this conversation, and Kyle Schwarber's name has yet to come up. Where are you getting all the home runs?
Kyle Schwarber wants to be paid, and I would say rightfully so, other than the playoffs, but I understand. So he wants to get paid. So when you hear like Schwarber and then you hear this Tucker guy and you hear, I'm like, these are some big names and big contracts. I'm not saying you don't want those guys. They're very important, but that's a lot of money right there for those two guys, not counting all the other things that you got to do. Do the Phillies have all this money? Do the Phillies want to spend all this money? Do the Phillies still think they're right there? Or are they, I'm not saying you rebuild, but I'm saying, are they regressing? I mean, I don't know. Do you just spend all that money on those guys if you're not sure about the rest of the positions you need? I feel like you should shore up some of the other positions. Not that you want to get rid of Schwarber, but I feel like it's going to cost so much money for those two.
Yeah, well, I mean, it will. I mean, but I think I'm in my plan though, Carl. Where we kind of disagree a little bit. I still think you get Bregman and Schwarber as well. With that whole thing. I mean, you're not losing those guys. You're adding those three pieces. Well, two of the pieces that you're adding with Bader being here already, and Middleton's got to spend the money. I mean, that ballpark's been sold out for how many years now? 4 or 5 years, straight.
Yeah, at least.
With playoff appearances and stuff, and
beers are now $18.
Right. I mean, parking's 50, when it comes to the playoffs and stuff. So, I mean, you got to go spend that money. If he truly wants to win, if you're gonna compete, yes. Right. If you want your effing trophy back, go spend the money and show us how much you want your trophy back.
The Mets were a tick off last year
Yeah, and a lot of injuries, for them.
And the Braves are going to bounce back. You know what I mean? They just signed Walt Weiss as their new manager.
Yes, that was another.
He's a baseball lifer, which I think is good for them. So you're gonna have some stiff competition. So I guess it's going to come down to whether they're going to keep the core group together. You know what I mean, and add a piece or two. I think they tried to trade Nick Castellanos last year, failed.
Right.
They tried to trade Alec Bohm last year, failed. I don't know, if the asking prices were too high or they just couldn't find a trade partner.
I think for Bohm, it may have been a little bit too high coming off the All-Star appearance that they were trying to use that to as leverage, type of thing, and people saw through that, type of thing. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, but did I get your interest though with keeping Schwarber, JT, and bringing in Bregman and Quan and Bader back?
I don't think you can do all that, John. I don't think you got. I don't think Middleton's gonna break the bank for all that.
Well, but I'm saying if
that's a hell of a lineup right there. If you could do that,
yeah.
If you could, but you're also talking about trading away probably 3 of your 4 prospects.
Well, you're going to trade Bohm. You're going to trade probably
Crawford, and you're probably going to have to throw Painter in there as well. I'm thinking.
I don't know if you'd have to do that for Quan. Because I don't know his contract status.
Yeah, but Crawford's not. Crawford and Bohm's going to get it done. I don't think so.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they won't need. They don't need Bohm in Cleveland because of Ramirez there at third base. But maybe as a first base. Well, I think they have a decent first baseman as well. So
DH.
Yeah.
The Phillies got a lot of work to do. I mean, they really do. They got a long list of free agents. 3 big names,
right? And that's the thing.
This is going to be an interesting.
Lauren, what do you think? What are you thinking? You have any thoughts on who stays and who goes?
The spring training schedule came out today.
Yes, it did. It's very impressive too. I like it because it's early this year, really early.
Yeah, real early this year. Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. That's a good feature by you.
Yep. No, I have no thoughts or opinions on who stays or who goes.
You got no horse in the race?
I really don't. I mean, I like Kyle Schwarber. He's probably the most likable guy on the team. Him and Zach Wheeler are probably 2 of my favorites. But no, because much like the Sixers, and I'm not comparing them, but I feel like we have the same conversations week after week, year after year about this team and this lineup. And so whatever they do, and I'll be there like an idiot rooting them on every year, every season, and hoping for a better outcome. So, no, but the spring training schedule came out, so I've got those saved.
It's also going to be
got you excited.
Yeah, which, when they lost in the first round again, I told myself, the hell with spring training. But,
never again.
Right. But time heals everything. So
I think Pittsburgh comes to Clearwater pretty early, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, there's not. I mean, based on the week that we normally are there, there's not any crossover there.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see if these teams actually. I know the world that everyone lives in is not the world that I live in with this, but it'll be interesting to see if a lot of teams are willing to spend some of these big contracts, knowing that at the end of next season, you don't know what's going to happen. So a lot of the lower teams are just playing it the same to see what happens. I wonder if the Phillies and these other teams are going to do that, not knowing what the rules will be after this year. I mean, that's just a true statement. Like anything can happen. It could be the same rules. It could be totally different rules. I imagine it would be somewhat different rules. So I don't know if the Phillies or John Middleton or any of those people want to go out and just do that, considering the year after, there's a very good chance that they may very well not be playing for a while. So it'll be very interesting to see. I know the Pirates, and they're obviously in a world of their own. but they're doing nothing. I mean, they called same on everything. Their 40-man roster has 35 guys. I was just listening to it. They're 28, 29 years old guys who have done nothing. Like, they're spending no money this year.
Well, the Phillies have 30 on their 40 man, so
yeah,
I don't know. I don't know what that reference means, but the Phillies only have 30.
Well, yeah, but the Phillies are going to fill that up with quality players and not 40-year-old guys.
But based on what you just told us,
yeah.
You don't know what direction Middleton's going to go.
You don't know it anyway. No, and then I always wonder about him. I wonder, do you guys feel? I don't know if I've asked this before. Do you feel like, not to get involved in this, but do you feel like he's almost a Jerry Jones of the Phillies, for lack of better words? Do you think maybe if he stays out of it a little bit, it might be a little bit better? He likes to quote, he likes to sign autographs. That's all good and well. But like, you haven't won at this point. Maybe sit in the back seat until you do, then come out and say, you know what I mean? I don't know. It kind of rubs me a little bit like let's win something before we start signing autographs. That's wouldn't you rather see him stay out of it and let his management do it for him a little bit? I don't know.
I mean, I like him. I personally like him. I think he's hands-on. I think he's a people person. He's approachable. I do know this, whether it was good, bad, or indifferent, he wanted Aaron Nola back. So, you can put that, payroll on John Middleton. I don't know that Dombrowski wanted him back. What do you think, John?
Yeah, I agree. I agree. That it was Middleton that wanted Nola back. I do also agree with Anthony a little bit. Like, just shut up and stop talking about get my trophy back, because you only won it once. You know what I mean? It's not like you're the Yankees that have it for 26 championships that you can consider yourself that you've had the trophy's been in your possession more times than not. And not that the Yankees have won it that much recently, but
don't you guys, and I know, Anthony, I know you're not a true Philly fan at heart. You married into the Philly family. I mean, I like the aggressiveness, because we went those years, just absolutely sucking and being, just not aggressive in bringing in anybody. Their drafts were horrible. They were so mismanaged. I just like the fact that, we are where we are, and we probably are a piece or two away. Because, I mean, you match up. I got to take the Dodgers out of the equation as soon as the conversation starts, because it's the Dodgers and then everybody else.
But do you really feel like they're two pieces away? Watching that World Series and watching the quality competition of those both teams, with all due respect and love for the Phillies, I don't know that they're as good as those two teams. I mean, obviously they weren't in the World Series. I get it, but I don't see them battling back the way that the Blue Jays and the Dodgers did. I just don't see it.
You look at like what John's been, this Quan thing. You get a guy, who notoriously gets on base. He sets the table for the lineup. Bader much the same. That's the aggressive approach that you need, so that it takes pressure off of these other guys. I mean, right. For God's sake, Trey Turner, was unbelievable at the plate. You know what I mean? And, we know what Schwarber did. So, there was some failures along the way. But I just think, like John said, you need somebody at the top of that lineup. I mean, you just look at, if you went Quam, Turner, and Harper, and then, whoever's batting cleanup, I mean, that's top 3-4 guys in baseball, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I mean, imagine if you had a Bregman and Schwarber batting fifth, even at that point. If you were to have that, I mean, that's
yeah. You need table setters. You need guys that are, slap hitters. They're not up there swinging for the fence. I mean, their pitching staff is there. You got a top closer now in all of baseball. So
yeah,
like I said,
that setup guy.
couple pieces, and man, you could be like Lauren said, breaking our hearts again in October.
But you're just thinking about it too, Ant. I mean, we went up against the Dodgers, pretty well, in that series. We lost.
Mhm.
We were a hitter or two.
We probably played them the best of anybody.
Well, I don't know. Toronto series with them was pretty impressive. So I mean, up as far as the National League, yes. But that Toronto series was one for the ages, all around. But I mean, you get a hit here or there, and we did all that without Zach Wheeler in the lineup, for the pitching rotation as well. So just imagine if you had a Zach Wheeler in there as well. Not that the pitching hurt us, as far as starters, but you add, a Zach Wheeler onto the lineup as well. We may not have him, this year, but I'm just saying. But just as far as that.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't they shut down Ohtani?
Yeah. Oh, Ohtani. Yeah, he did. He was worse than Harper.
Nothing in that series.
Right. The whole top of the order, Friedman and Betts, all three of them. The Phillies lineup didn't do well. The top three and the Dodgers didn't do it. It was just the bottom of the order.
Well, it'll be interesting to see before these rules may or may not change after next year. Do the Phillies play into the Dodgers? What the Dodgers have been doing into their playbook, and you need some of these big players you talked about, and it costs a lot of money, and you don't know if you could afford them. Will one of these guys come to Philadelphia because the culture and do some deferred payments like Ohtani style? Because after this year, if the one thing I could guess, I can't guarantee because I'm not involved, but the one thing I can guess, you're not going to be able to do that anymore. That's extremely seems unfair.
The Phillies general managers, they'll work another angle. They'll figure something out. Look
I'm just
what
saying,
Howie.
If you're going to sign someone this year, you better figure out that deferment this year so it can, because after this year, it might not happen ever again.
Well,
yeah.
Carl and I were talking about this earlier today as well, Anthony. You see what you think about it. Like, and maybe I'm thinking wrong, but if I'm a general manager or an owner this year, especially one of the aggressive guys, I go out and spend as much money as possible. And lock these guys up. And I think you're seeing it because a lot of the free agents are opting out of these deals because they know too, like, hey, we may not get, in next time we get to go up for free agency, we may not be able to get these big numbers. So let's opt out and see what we can get. I go out and buy as many guys as you can and then figure it out, once, because it's not like they're going to be, because the Dodgers are in the same situation. Next year, after it's over, it's not going to be like, oh, well, the cap's going to be a hard cap at $75 million. I mean, it's a low number, but I'm just saying that they're going to have to get rid of 90% of their team, to get under the cap. I mean, things are going to have to be grandfathered in, right?
There'll be a transition period, but anyone after that date, they wouldn't be able to sign to a contract.
Right.
Like that. Yeah.
And that's why you got to, go for it now, especially teams that have the money to do it, because hey, you go for it and then figure it out afterwards, And,
all right. I hate to cut this short, but we're almost 40 minutes in.
Yeah.
And I got a lot to cover. The things were going really well, so I don't know if the timing is right for a John rant right at the moment.
This would be a good time.
This is a good time. Okay. All right. Well, I think our listeners are ready for it. So
they're on the edge of their seats because we definitely have
a
good one. We have definitely a good one today.
All right.
All right. So ESPN, Anthony or Henry and Lauren, or Henry and Emily, cover your ears because Mickey can go screw himself because Disney and ESPN are screwing the sports fans of America. Trying to get YouTube was promised to get NFL TV. The NFL themselves were pushing people to go to YouTube to be able to watch their product, and now Disney's holding us hostage, and we can't watch the Monday Night Football games. And what's happening this Monday? The Eagles are playing Monday, so you're going to have a lot of people up in arms over not being able to watch the Eagles game this Monday without having ESPN.
So let me get this straight. Mickey's balls are on the table.
Oh yeah, he can go to hell right this moment. He's not getting a Christmas card. But Yeah, I mean, and the NFL is just as in fault with this as well, because they push people to go to YouTube. They're like, hey, if you want to watch the NFL football, you got to go to YouTube TV and get on board. So now, Disney's saying, okay, well, all for $30. I mean, yeah, it's nothing. It's $30 for the year to get the ESPN streaming package now too, but you're getting it for another $30. When you have ESPN Plus, we pay for a package for ESPN Plus, and you can't even get ESPN on ESPN Plus.
That's horrible.
You know what I mean? So they want another $30 on top of that. So it's crazy. I mean, I get it. That's how things are going to be going. Going forward. We're going to be having a lot of things that you're going to have to buy every channel, but you can't just throw this out on a Eagles and Packers Monday Night Football game. And
oh, God forbid, you can't do that to the Eagles fans. No way.
Well, John,
Well, how will you watch the game on Monday night?
you
can't. You can't if you don't have if you have, unless you have cable. Like you have to have.
If you have cable TV, or you have you have.
So the whole point of getting all this stuff in the first place, when you get YouTube TV or you get Hulu, and some people have some people have one. The whole point of doing it was to just have your internet and to purchase something, a YouTube TV or something of the world, to save a little bit of money. Now you're at the point where it's come full circle, where in order to watch anything you want to get, you got to order all of them. So you're now going to be paying more than you would, because the idea was maybe just cancel everything and just get cable again. Well, you can't do that either, because it's so segmented. So in order to watch anything, you got to spend $400 a month. Now, half of those things you subscribe to, other than a game here or there, do you really want that subscription? Like, I would watch that game if it was on, but I wouldn't watch any of the other programming. It's a waste of time. Regular Disney, Plus. Yeah, you might watch a show here or there, but do I really need it? No. There's just too many of those services, and it's only going to get worse, and I don't know how it's fixed. Cable a long time ago should have figured out a package where you could purchase this channel, this channel, this channel, and they would be still relevant. But they never did that.
A la carte.
It should have been a la carte, but they were scared. And now they don't know what to do. No one knows what to do now.
Well, because everybody's got their own little piece.
Well, they got their own little piece because people were leaving cable, and they said, "Well, we'll just make our own channel. We'll just make our own channel." Well, now the problem is there's 80 friggin' subscriptions. And you don't want to pay for all. You got to stop at some point.
So if you get like a Disney or an ESPN subscription, then do you get the Eagles game?
You will get it on the ESPN streaming app.
Got it.
That you had to spend $30. It's for the year. I mean, so it's what?
Sure.
$3 a month. I mean, it's nothing crazy.
Right.
But it's just the point of it at this point.
Yeah, of course.
Especially when you're already paying for ESPN Plus to get to get the ESPN package with Disney and all the other crap that you get with it.
So, John, without digging too deep, why do you watch a lot of the Disney stuff? Are you a big Disney Plus guy?
No, not at all. But it's your football.
So what else do you get with that?
Well, you get the ESPN Plus package. Oh, for the ESPN for the $30 that you're talking about?
No, what you're paying for right now.
Well, you get the what is it? The biographies, or like all the stories, for
E60, all that.
Yeah, exactly. You get all the different things.
So that's what you get if you have an ESPN Plus subscription,
package, right?
And then you have to pay an additional $30 on top of that now to get this football content.
To get the ESPN minus the ESPN.
Well, and there's also other weird things, John. Like, say you have YouTube TV. Like on Comcast, you had YouTube TV and you had like MLB Network. Now you don't watch MLB Network very much, but like that's not on YouTube TV. And I'm sure that they have, each place has different deals with a different organization. So it's just, I don't know. Listen to it on the radio, AM radio. You can hear everything.
Mickey Clubhouse is going to hell.
Wow. Honest, really.
Look, we're not here to make enemies. We love Mickey Mouse.
Not today. We don't.
John does
Not
not
when we can't see. Not when we
see.
can't see the Eagles and Packers game on Monday night.
Well, you come over here and I'll entertain you with all the water you want, and then you can watch the Eagles.
And it's also, like I said, it's part of the NFL. As far as the NFL stepped out and was saying, hey, you got to go out there and get YouTube TV so you can watch all these NFL games. And now that they're taking them away from them, so the NFL should be stepping up as well in this to be able to get a compromise between Disney and YouTube TV to be able to have their games on TV.
I do think that a lot of it also has to do with YouTube TV because they're kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place because they don't want to increase what they currently charge each month because then they start to get closer and closer to cable. And at that point, why not just have cable?
And it's getting close.
But the problem is Disney, ESPN, and ABC, they offer the most sports content. So they know they have the best offer out there. And so their price is going to be higher because it's a premium. That's where everything lives. Everything lives on those channels, basically. Yeah. So Disney wants YouTube TV to pay more for it, and YouTube TV wants Disney to pay less for it so they can keep their prices the same. So, I mean, I don't know that one side is right or wrong. It's just,
and John, I think it's
the consumer gets screwed.
I think it's going to get worse next year. I know MLB, all the talk in the summertime was, the home run derby is going to be just on Netflix, which is fine if you have Netflix, because I have Netflix. But if something else is on something else, and then you need Apple TV and you need this or that, I mean,
it's only going to get worse.
It's only going to get worse. I think ESPN eventually would like to have ownership of all of it, but they're going to have to spend some serious cash.
Yeah, I think the first 3 innings of the All-Star games on Netflix. The second, third, they're on YouTube TV, and Amazon Prime's got the final 3 games, and it's up for a coin toss if it goes to extra innings. For who gets the home run hit off. But
all right.
The funny thing is, you talk about all this contract money. Supposedly, the money that Disney's losing per day for ESPN not being on YouTube is $5 million a day.
Right.
$5 million that they're losing because it's not on there. So that just goes to show how much money Mickey's got stuffed in those ears.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because they're not getting a portion of YouTube TV's subscribers because they're not bringing anything to the table.
So their advertisers get upset. The whole thing.
Yeah. So $5 million a day. Yeah, that's insane.
That's Mickey carries that in his wallet.
Yeah.
And I mean, they have to do something to make up for the parks because people don't go there as much as they used to because it's too expensive. So they know that they're streaming and that their TV is what makes them the money because they're losing it on the park side of things.
Yeah.
So, all right, John, once again, your rants are at the top.
That was a good one, Johnny.
I will say
what was out there.
I will say what Susan says. I know it's not the same, but I do like listening to a lot of that stuff on the radio. Is whatever you feel about Sirius, they have every type of sports programming. So I know it's not, you can't watch it, but you can tune into any game, any playoff, anything, anytime, which is very nice to have.
And if you don't like the price you're paying, all you have to do is push back a little bit on the person you're on the phone with, and they just fall on their sword. They're like, okay, you want to pay $30? That's fine.
It's the opposite of cable. Cable, they were ready for me to get rid of them immediately. Sirius, I could get it for a nickel if I wanted.
Yeah.
All right, let's stay with the show plans. The Young Flyers team doing pretty darn well, early out of the gate. So I'm excited. I know I don't have many people in the room here that are big hockey fans, but I know I am. So
that's not true.
I'm excited. I am excited for Flyers hockey.
This team's got something right now, and you can just see it. The talent level is getting better just by, and I may be wrong with this, but I can just see the difference with the shootouts. There's been a couple years now the shootouts were just like you just go in and it hits. Yeah, they couldn't score if the net was empty. with those guys out there, the way they were shooting. And now they've shown some skills out there, and
well, they showed me another part of their toolbox last night. They're up 3-0 in the first period, 4-3 in the second period. And, they fought hard to get the game even, got it to overtime, and then won the shootout. So, I mean, those are exciting times for Flyer fans. So
and on the road, as well.
And yes, against a very, very good Montreal Canadian team.
Oh yeah, they got a lot of talent on that team. So yeah, I mean that's.
So we're excited. We'll monitor this week to week, just like we do all of our Philly teams.
Yeah.
So let's move on to the other hot team in the town. Lauren's Philadelphia 76ers lost a tough one last night, but that's okay.
That was rough.
Yeah.
Up 24 and then you lose.
Yeah. But they're also showing a lot of heart. So I'm excited. I'm excited for them. I'm excited. It's a completely different team than last year. So I'm hoping for more of this type of fast paced energy. Led by Maxey, of course.
Did you guys happen to catch the Halloween costumes that some of the Sixers dressed up as? Because they had a home game Halloween night.
I did not. I saw
Joel Embiid had a mask on. Some kind of, I want to say it was like Optimus Prime from Transformers. But then he just had his warm-up uniform on. And he was a part-time player. Meanwhile, his wife and kid were something actually costume-wise. But that's what he posted on his Instagram with them. That Joel Embiid, the part-time player.
I don't know.
Is that he took a page out of AJ's page?
That's what he posted. Yep. That is what he posted.
And that's all he should be. Did you see the final 6 minutes of yesterday's game?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he came in. I mean, granted, the team was running on fumes after in that third quarter going into the fourth.
Sure.
With their legs, because everybody's playing so many minutes, Maxey and VJ Edgecombe and Grimes and stuff and Oubre.
What can we expect tonight going back to back?
Yeah, I know. Without there's three guys. McCain's not there. Embiid's not playing. Of course, George isn't playing either still, but they got a couple guys out, so that's going to be a rough one tonight. But you know what? I do think it's going to be interesting because I think they're going to be able to run with them a little bit for, I don't know how long it'll last, for the final parts of the game, but I think it's going to be a little bit different of a game.
Okay.
But, yesterday, Embiid comes in, he had at least two or three turnovers in that last 6 minutes of the game. He was 0 for 10 shooting in those last 6 minutes. He did have a nice block though. I will give him that on the one. He got back and blocked the shot, late in the game. But
all right, Johnny.
Yeah,
you're gonna have to hold your Embiid rant for another week because we're 54 minutes into the show, and
I'm never saying anything ever again.
I want to make sure we get all of our news briefs in.
No, I said that we had dinner reservations and that I just needed to wrap up the show by 7:45 so we could make it there.
Okay, we'll be fine.
That's all I said.
I don't want to be held accountable. I don't want to be on your
You're not. I'll just walk out.
Great, thanks. Appreciate it. So I guess we can just shit can the holiday tradition with whatever you guys want to talk about then.
What do you mean?
Anthony's only going to get up and walk out. He said so.
Huh?
What holiday tradition?
Well, that was part of my list of things.
Yeah, that was the last one.
All right, go ahead. What's your question?
You didn't read the post this morning.
You didn't read my post this morning?
Yeah, but I mean, I posted it to this Fancy One Carl's Cards page, but I don't remember what it was. Go on.
No
he
worries.
listed- he
It's
li-
all
he
good.
listed
So
all
we're
the
talking
topics
holiday
for today.
traditions. What do we got? Thanksgiving's like 3 weeks away. And I understand Anthony's bringing the pies. Is that still the tradition in
Yep.
our house?
Mhm.
Yep, that's the plan.
And we'll make plenty of mashed potatoes for you, so that'll be an even trade off.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I don't know if
we
we.
scrap the turkey altogether, but he'll deal.
I just
I
remembered.
love turkey leftovers though. Like the next day and the next couple of days. So
Is that the only leftover you eat?
yes,
Okay.
yes, pretty much.
What's the
Because you
peanut
can eat it,
gallery
you can
diet?
eat it cold and make a sandwich or put gravy on it. So it's very, it's easy.
Okay.
It's easy to work.
All right.
Johnny, what do you have any tradition? I think we talk about this every year, but it's still fun.
Yeah, we haven't done it the past 2 years, but going down to the parade, we would get the shopping cart and pile everything into the shopping cart and walk a couple blocks to when my sister was down by the prison down there, the haunted prison, and we would walk down to the parade, and it was always fun. It was a good time, and to see
Any
everybody.
food any food restrictions or any food that you do or don't like to eat or
I'm a quick eater. I mean, I do like sweet potatoes, which will probably surprise everybody. I do like the sweet potatoes. I like a lot of like the sides more so than the turkey.
okay.
I
A lot of
like
sides, string bean casserole.
I'll eat that every once in a while too, but I mean that's not my go-to one. I mean I like the corn casseroles and the mashed potatoes, of course. We had
Okay.
the sweet potatoes and there was another ones. There was another
Stuffing. I'm not a big stuffing guy, so
stuffing for me is stovetop. I know that's a sin,
Gotcha.
but I don't like all the guts and everything from inside the turkey, stuffing it inside there. Just give me
That
stovetop.
surprises me about you, John.
That I don't like the inside guts.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
all right.
maybe it's because I've seen my grandmother make it before, so
I think we've seen mothers, grandmothers, and everybody else. What goes on there.
Well, that and then my grandfather taking the turkey out with the aluminum pan and the pan folding up and the turkey going onto the floor and trying to stuff everything back in while he's cursing,
Wow.
cursing to the high heavens. That was always a fun Christmas or Thanksgiving Day when we were seeing
Okay.
that. But yeah, that was always going. You didn't see anything; you just shove it back in there. you got the Scotch tape with holding the turkey leg back on.
Scotch tape. All right, Lauren, what do you got for us?
All right. If you had to pick one Philadelphia team to be your dynasty team, which one are you picking? So only one Philadelphia team can become a dynasty. Not necessarily winning every year, but just about. They have a good team. Think like, the Patriots when they won 6, 7 Super Bowls type of thing. If you had to pick one Philadelphia team, only one that could become a dynasty, which team you going with?
I mean, I got to go current, and that's got to be the Eagles.
Yeah, current. Well, of the 4 teams or 5 if you're a
know,
Union fan, what team are you picking?
Because I mean they've been they've been so good for a while now.
I mean, they're definitely the closest to a dynasty. Right. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I'll go Eagles.
Okay.
I'll go Eagles. I like the job Howie's done.
But this is meaning like we get to like we're not worrying about Howie making the moves. Like
yeah, this is you as a fan. What team? So, for example, mine would be the Phillies. I'd pick the Phillies because I think Citizens Bank Park when that team is doing well is unlike anywhere else.
Yeah.
And I would love to have more of that. We get glimpses of it each October. I go back to 2022 and how crazy it was before they went to the World Series. But I would pick the Phillies.
Okay.
Even though I love the Sixers, but I'd pick the Phillies.
Yeah, the Phillies would be mine as well. I mean, the Eagles would be close second. I mean, those are probably the two. Just because we've seen it, or right now recently. I mean, you could also say the Flyers too, because they always have a good fan base as well. I would think, and I don't know, seeing some of the comments coming up on,
Well, I don't think it's funny you mentioned fan base, and I really don't know what it's like in any other city.
right?
I mean, but you look at the fan bases here in Philadelphia. The way the Eagles fans travel to all these away games.
Yeah.
Crazy. The Phillies. At the Link or at Citizens Bank. I mean, packed every night.
Oh, I mean, they travel just as well as going to these teams.
Can you imagine if the Sixers ever won anything? I mean, they've been packed. Many
even if they got close, even if they got a few rounds into the playoffs.
Well, that's why I think my answer would be the Sixers. Kids, young people love going to the Sixers, and if you can get a dynasty going when you're like a young kid, I mean, you got those kids for life. Basketball's a little tougher; it's in the winter, that sort of thing. So if you can get them, you're golden.
Yep. Yeah, it's a great question.
You think about the Sixers. I know they're giving away that 0-1 banner on Saturday night. Sometimes you almost forget that they didn't win that year, because that team is so celebrated, and that team is held to such a high regard. Allen Iverson stepping over the guy, and just that team and that year, and he put the whole city on his back practically. That sometimes you forget that they lost.
Well, here's the other thing. That was not that every team's been a bit, but that was a while ago now.
Yeah.
So it'd be really nice if they could do something one of these days.
Yeah, I mean, that was.
Yeah, what are you talking, 24, 25 years ago? I mean, that's a long time.
Yeah, and I mean that, going back to the kid thing that you talked about, that was a very impressionable team for me. I was 11 years old when that happened, and I remember, being excited, and that's probably where my fandom of the Sixers really sort of started, because in 01, I mean, Dad, correct me if I'm wrong, but they were probably the best team in town. So, I kind of gravitated towards them and have kind of always been a fan since. But, I mean, you get in a couple more rounds of the playoffs, and you probably don't even have to win for this city to get excited about basketball again.
All right. Well, we are excited about Saturday at Carl's Cards, because we got two-time Super Bowl champ Brandon Graham coming back. Excited for that.
Fred Norris over there.
Wow.
You like that?
Is that you, Johnny?
Yeah, we got sound drop.
Happened as soon as I unplugged the power strip from the computer, so I thought I did something to it.
Oh no, it's a sound track.
Oh.
I like that.
I like that.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. He's been sharing it on his Instagram page. So we're looking forward to it. Saturday, 3:00, Carl's Cards.
Yep.
Next Wednesday, we're back at Buffalo Wild Wings with one of our favorite people, Ray Didinger. He's got his new book out. The guy knows, I think he knows more about Philadelphia sports than any human in the city of Philadelphia. I really believe that.
Well, when he's written like 6 encyclopedias, I would hope so.
His stories going back to covering hockey in the 70s with the Flyers is just awesome. So we're going to be busy. I want to, It's 7:35. I know somebody's got, reservations to go
Oh
out
my
to
God, I'm never
dinner.
mentioning it again.
I
The
don't
plug's
wanna-
already
I don't
unplugged,
wanna-
so Anthony doesn't trip over it when he has to go run into the
Right,
front door.
right. You don't need a busted ankle on your way out the door. So, have a great dinner. Have a cocktail or two. Who goes out on Wednesday nights?
Us?
Us.
There you go. There you go. Very
I know.
good. Very good. Enjoy.
Thank
Thanks, everybody. Joe Stinger jumped on late. Emily, thank you. Susan Wells, thank you. Thanks to everybody. We'll be live next week at Buffalo Wild Wings. So check us out. This Fan's View and carlscards.com.
There
Have a
you
great
go.
night, everybody.
Thank you.